Hi, this is Brian McHenry of McHenry Software. We're going to walk you through the steps required to display PC Crash or other simulation programs output in msmac3D. What we got here is a truck into the side of a car, a Toyota Tundra into infinity. What we're showing here is on the left is the actual PC Crash output, or sometimes you're only provided a video and the text of the output, and then on the right is the same output in msmac3D. You can see that we basically correlate the translation and rotation is the same. Now here the only difference is that we're going to then run, on the left is still PC Crash, on the right is msmac, where we actually run the same impact configuration. You see that you're predicting damage, you're predicting trajectory, and it's showing a little different trajectory. Delta V's are a little different, but it's a good way to demonstrate any differences or changes or problems with the PC Crash. Now here's where we actually show them both on the same image. Is one of the benefits of being able to bring in the PC Crash outputs into msmac3D. Now we're going to show an overhead. See, there's the PC Crash. Now here's the msmac. You see different, even though same impact configuration. And then here's showing the two vehicles being to demonstrate the differences between them. Here's a close-up view. But the benefit of bringing it into the 3D graphics of msmac is then you can look at it from different angles, different viewpoints, etc. Show them together, show one, and show the other. So now we're going to go through the steps of how to take the general output from PC Crash or Virtual Crash, etc. You notice that they have X, Y, Z, Phi 1, Phi 2, Phi 3, and then VX, VY, VZ. Currently, we're only going to be looking at the first 7 fields, and we just need to first export it so we can put it in a format that can be imported into msmac, which is very simple. First thing we do is we save, it's a PDF generally how it comes, and we save that PDF as a text file. And then this is what the text file looks like. Then from Excel, we open up at the text file and we say bring in as delimited and as space delimited. And then it brings it in such as this here, where you have that it has first 2 lines, then the third title bar, and then the data. And here are for the 2 vehicles. The next step is to insert the macro line. It's just a simple line that tells what format to read those into the simulation program. The reason we did this is so that you don't have to actually edit this file. It's exactly as you received it, and you're just putting in one line to tell it how to use it. You notice that this line 2 of each of these, one for the Infinity, the other for the Tundra. Now I've highlighted those in red, and you see that $1 says this is a macro, and the time is the first one. Second one, X, we keep as the same sign. The Y is the negative of Y. The Z is the negative of Z. And then instead of the Phi1, Phi2, Phi3 are different than, we're supposed to go yaw, pitch, roll, and they went pitch, roll, yaw. So we do -7, the negative of the yaw, the negative of the pitch, which is -6, and then the positive of the roll. These are explained in coordinates. There's a section in the help file on coordinates that you can read up on this. And of course, obviously, if you disagree and want to do it in a different format, this shows you how you can vary these variables. For the other programs like Virtual Crash, it's slightly different format, and it's discussed in our help file. So here are the steps on how to add a point list animation of a PC Crash run. First we've set up a msmac3D run with the two vehicles, the same specs, etc. as the PC Crash run. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and check, okay, vehicle 1 here is the Infinity G35 Coupe. So to bring in the PC Crash, we say add point list animation. We go out to the cloud and grab our Infinity G35. We say okay, we don't need those specs because we're going to go grab them from a file. We go to the file, CSV file, and now we grab the specs. See, I've copied the SI5 file that has the same specs as the PC Crash. You see now we have this, and we say okay. Now if you look, you see it runs it. We'll go ahead and change the color of that car too. The color of the car here, it's gray, so we're going to change that gray to a blue for vehicle 1, and we'll change vehicle 2 to green. And now we're going to go ahead and load up the second vehicle. And if we look, second vehicle is a Toyota Tundra. So we go out and we say add point list vehicle number 2. Go to the cloud, Toyota Tundra. Okay. We go ahead, that's fine. We don't need to load that. Or we could have done it there, but here's Toyota Tundra. Now we go ahead and load the specs. We say vehicle 2. Now we say okay. And then we're going to go ahead and make that vehicle green. And now we go ahead and play the two, and you see the comparison between the two vehicles. And obviously you can change our perspective. We can zoom in, etc. And then if you want, you can turn off individual. Like let's say we want to turn off the simulation. We just say none. Same with this one. We say none. And now we're just watching the PC Crash from whatever angle we want, etc. Then again, we can turn back on the simulation by just go over here, say select vehicle 1. We say yes, we want to see the vehicle. And then we'll go to vehicle 2 up here and say yeah, we want to see the vehicle. And again, we can show the comparison. You can go up top, you have the 5 views that you can use, but we're seeing that there's quite a difference. Now, some of the things that you can present or use for comparison is when you're looking at the PC Crash, the Delta V, the impact configuration. In PC Crash or Virtual Crash, because they're instantaneous momentum exchange, they have to start the vehicles at maximum engagement, which if they were showing the actual damage, we'd see whether or not this actual fits, the puzzle pieces fit. And then the question of trying to reduce a 100 to 200 millisecond impact into a instantaneous exchange sometimes has limitations. In this particular case, we had a situation where here we have the PC Crash, there's one impact, but then we have a second. We have actually 8 separate impacts that occur, which did not occur in the actual accident, in the actual crash. So here's impact number 1, Here's impact number 2 while leaving impact 1 there. Here's impact number 3, impact number 4, impact number 5, impact number 6, impact number 7, and impact number 8. And one of the things that we found is with the secondary impact option of PC Crash, when they automatically do it, it can allow vehicles to pass through one another. And in this particular case, you see that there was probably an incomplete initial collision such that it produced these secondary impacts between the vehicles, which when we look at the damage to the vehicles in this particular incident, didn't occur. So the main point of this is you can then check and refine any PC Crash results to be sure that you're modeling the impact correctly. With that, there's a quick presentation of how to bring in other simulation programs to directly compare them with msmac simulation with our point list animation.